Mahavir Singh, for the kind words. For your kind words. Professor Mahavir Singh, Senior Professor of Rural University and the Scientist of Par Excellence. Professor O.P. Verma, my colleague and the former Director, Coaching Center, Himachal Pradesh University. Dr. my friend Rathorji, former principal and my good friend. Professor Khemchand from Central University. Of course, Dr. Baljit Singh Patyal, the most vibrant principal, who is the man behind all this show. Faculty members, the participants from different institutions, and my dear students. It is an honor and privilege to be here on the closing session of this 2 days national seminar on basic and social sciences, innovations and challenges 2024. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Baljit Singh Patyal, principal of this college, for inviting me to speak on such a crucial and timely theme, multidisciplinary collaborations for a sustainable future. This interdisciplinary approach is not only beneficial but essential in addressing the complex challenges we are facing today. The interactions of basic and social sciences represents a fertile grounds for innovations. Basic sciences provide the fundamental knowledge and technological advancement that drive programs, while social sciences offer insight into human behavior. Take an example, the pressing challenge of climate change. Basically, I'm from the commerce and management background. If you take into account see how we call it whether the management is a art or a science. Of course, finally we can say, okay, it is art. One thought of school say it is art, another school of thought says it is a science. But at the end, management is both, a blend of both. It is art as well as science. I give an example. Suppose when we talk of management, in fact, management, if you spell the management, it is manage plus man plus T. That is manage plus man plus T. But that is, of course, the basic concept of how to manage the man with manpower tactically. That was the old concept, right? With the passage of time, apart from the manpower, there were other components that begin with M. Of course, M, market is there, it starts with M. Okay, then production, then it could be market, it could be material, it could be money. So we call it managing manpower, we call it human source management. When it is a managing material machine, we call it production management. Then of course, if we take market, tactfully that is the marketing management. Of course, last but that is the money. How to manage the money, finance. That is the hub. Because all other activities of management, they are linked with your, firstly your management 4. It could be that's your human resource management, production management, then we do have marketing manager, financial management. So why we call the finance is the hub. How to link the finance with your day-to-day activity, that is even in our day-to-day life, like that we call it life is a lifeblood, not of the business, but in our day-to-day life we need finance. See, I give an example because most of the students, I think there might be students who are from maybe management streams, right? See, if you want to set up your venture, first thing which may conceive in your mind that if I want to do this type of business, first is your capital, because you go for any venture, money is required. Okay? So first thing which will crop up in your mind, how much money do I need to start up any venture, business? Alright? Okay, say you need X rupees. Right? Then what you will do? Okay, with that money, what you will do? Before you start your business, you will have to select a piece of land where you can set up your unit, say the manufacturing unit. That is how the finance is linked with your other activities. I mean, say first it is linked with your production. Production means when you will factor of production, land is there. Land is one of the factor of production. You will procure that piece of land. Once you will procure that piece of land, okay, that requires huge investment. Thereafter, you will grab that piece of land. Again, what you will do? Once you have grabbed that piece of land, you will construct a sort of building or shed or whatever you call it. Again, finance is involved. Thereafter, you will procure raw material. Okay, once you have procured the raw material, then you will install the machine. Okay, that's the production process is there. Production, now finance is linked with production. Thereafter, once when you will start producing, but for that again you need manpower. Manpower is required. Manpower, it could be skilled, unskilled, whatever. Again, when you will deploy the manpower, they have to be paid wages or salaries. Again, finance is involved. Okay. Thereafter, now you are in the business. Now the product is the finished one. Okay. The product that is to be sold to the ultimate consumer, that is the marketing man. Thereafter comes into play the marketing management. Alright? Marketing management, meaning thereby finance is involved in all the activities. Because why we call it management? Because in the strategical issues, how you can link it, because any decision, whether it is a market decision, how the social sciences comes into play, because in the marketing management, again you will have to survey the market, the product which you want to launch. For that you need a market service required. Okay, while surveying the market, you will have to take into account all the aspects. So all the aspects. It could be demographic aspects, demographic, social, economic aspects, then social aspects, economic aspects. Okay, on the basis of these are the factors that will affect your market demand. Right. So meaning thereby in the management also, because again, there are manpower. When we talk of manpower, you have to develop the strategy. How you can link it practically. So in the business, in any system, there are three types of people. We talk of system everywhere. What is system? System is a set of rules and regulations. In the system, there are three types of people: monkey, donkey, and turkeys. Monkey, they are very clever, very cunning. Okay, they got the head. Donkey, they neither have the head, neither they work hard. And the third type of people, turkeys, they are the sycophants. They believe in Geozuri. So, question is, in the system, these are the challenges which we are facing, because in our system, there are different set of peoples. But ultimately, sometimes what happens, the people who do not deserve at all, they are minting money like anything. Why it is so? Where we are at fault? Okay. Similarly, in the field of commerce, you will find it in the multiply collaboration can drive sustainable economic development by integrating the environmental, science, economic, and social justice. We can create business amongst the people who are of global levels. By growing emphasis on corporate social responsibility and the triple bottom line, the business we call it PPP: people, planet, and profit. Right? Moreover, another challenge which we are facing in today's, especially in today's social sciences, even in basic science, that is the digital revolution. This digital revolution has highlighted the importance of such collaborations, technological advancements, while groundbreaking needs to be guided by ethical considerations and social impact assessments. Especially the rise of AI, artificial intelligence, presents both opportunities as well as challenges that require input from computer scientists, ethicists, economists, and sociologists alike. We must also acknowledge the challenges facing higher education in fostering such interdisciplinary collaborations. The traditional structure of higher education often emphasizes specializations within narrowly defined disciplines. While specialization is crucial for depth of knowledge, it can create skills that hinder the cross pollination of ideas. The one significant challenge is the resistance to change, which we are facing today especially in the academic institutions. Universities have long been structured around distinct departments and faculties, each with its own priorities and methodologies. Bridging this divide requires not only institutional support but also a cultural skill towards valuing interdisciplinary work. Unfortunately, are we going in that direction? I don't think so. Especially in the university, especially the academics, where you see the funding. Funding is another critical challenge. Research funding is often allocated very specific disciplines, making it difficult to secure support for interdisciplinary projects. We need funding models that recognize the value of research that we can ensure with the help of not only through the government agency but even the private agencies through. Additionally, as I told you that in the digital again there is a technological change is there. Okay, that is additionally the rapid pace of technological change presents a dual challenge for higher education. On one hand, it creates new opportunities for innovations and learning. On the other, it requires constant adaptations and upskilling. Educational institutions must equip students not only with specialized knowledge but also with the ability to think critically, adopt and collaborate across disciplines. This requires a rethinking of curricula, pedagogical approaches and assessment methods. Finally, as far as the higher education is concerned, the higher education faces the challenge of inclusivity, interdisciplinary collaborations that must be inclusive, engaging, engaging voices from diverse backgrounds and perspectives. This diversity enriches the research process and ensures that the solutions we develop are equitable and just. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the paper presenters who have presented their papers during this 2 days national seminar. Your dedication, hard work and intellectual curiosity, sparking new ideas, have enriched our understanding also. Whether you presented your research in person or through digital modes, each contribution has been invaluable. Of course, to our offline presenters, your physical presence has brought a tangible energy and immediacy to the discussions. The direct interactions, debates and networking opportunities have added a vibrant dimensions in this event. Your efforts in preparing and delivering your presentation amidst the logistics of maybe that you have come from long way, travel and other commitments are truly commendable. And of course, to our offline presenters, online presenters, you have demonstrated the incredible potential of technology to bridge gaps and connect minds. Despite the physical distance, your virtual presence has been equally impactful, navigating the nuisance of virtual presentations and engaging with a remote audience requires a unique set of skills, and you have excelled in making your research accessible and engaging. Throughout this conference, we have witnessed a diverse arena of topics, from groundbreaking scientific discoveries to profound social insights. This diversity not only reflects the breadth of knowledge within the basic and social sciences, but also underscores the importance of interdisciplinary collaborations. Each presentation has added a unique piece to the puzzle, bringing us closer to innovative solutions and as a sustainable futures. The challenges and opportunities that have been deliberately threadbare in these 2 days highlights the critical role that academic research plays in shaping our work. As presenters, you have not only shared your findings but also opened doors for future research, dialogues and collaborations. Your work exemplifies the spirit of inquiry and the pursuit of knowledge that are the hallmark of academia. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the organizers of this conference. Your meticulous planning and seamless executions have made this event a resounding success. The hybrid format, accommodating both online and offline participants, has ensured inclusive and broadened our reach, allowing a wider audience to benefit from the deliberations. I encourage all the participants to take the insights and connections gained from the conference back to your respective fields. Let us continue to break down silos, foster interdisciplinary partnership and strive for innovations that drive in towards a sustainable future. The knowledge and relationships built here is a stepping stone towards greater achievements and impactful solutions. I would like to commend each of you for your contribution to your respective fields and your willingness to engage in multidisciplinary collaborations. Your efforts are the building blocks of a sustainable future, one where science and society advance hand in hand. Finally, I once again congratulations to all the paper representatives who have made this conference a beacon of hope and progress. Let us carry forward this spirit of collaboration and continue to inspire and support one another in our academic and professional journey. Let us continue to share new thoughts and embrace new advances, always with the goal of creating a better, more sustainable world for future generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Nataji. I think you justified the both roles. In first role, you justified the